We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
You gotta have faith.
What's happening, everybody? It's your main man, Mr. Brookshire, and OM Jizzle. You know we are so live and so real talking right here in the house with you. Okay. Y'all know I ain't been in this house with y'all for a little bit, and I just want to tell each and every single one of you, you know how I always do. You already know what I'm going to say. I love y'all. I love all of y'all. And you do know that if it was not for you being here, tuning in every single week to us, to me, there wouldn't be no me. There really wouldn't be. There wouldn't be no purpose. So I just want y'all to know that, because again, I get into this place, I get out here and get all this knowledge because I want to be able to bring it back to you. I mean, from amazing talent to executive producers to thought leaders. I mean, we want to be able to get that information out there and bring it here to be able to give it to you, to entertain you. That's what we're here for. So without no further ado, we have some special guests in the house. We ain't gonna take a lot of time because we ain't got a lot of time. All right. So we got some very, very special guests in this house right now that I want to bring into you. And I just gonna kind of tell you a little bit about how I got a chance to know this special guest. And I mean, I knew his mother actually. Big shout out to Mom Deuce, Diana. Love you so much. Definitely met her at a Creflo Dollar event. And I mean, we connected. And I just want to give big shout outs to her because she's a beautiful woman and she's really out here doing all she can to make sure her kids are as prosperous as possible. So without no further ado, I want to bring into the house a new friend of mine that's going to be doing something special today. We're going to do something a little bit different today. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do something a little bit different today. And so without any further ado, we want to bring straight into the house. I want to bring a new individual. We got Mr. Andy. What's going down, Andy? How are you, brother?
Good. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on. You know, I was sitting here and I was looking for the applause, but for some reason, my screen is a little different today, and I don't see my applause on here. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't get any applause, but you good?
It's all right today.
Right, because we're going to be putting you in the driver's seat today, actually. So are you ready? Now, Mr. Andy, everybody, is here because, of course, he's a college student. And big shout out, you go to Saddleback College, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, and you're majoring in what, actually?
I'm actually majoring in public administration.
Okay, public administration. So now how did you get here? And I know I'm throwing the questions at you right now because you're fresh on the show. How did you get here to the Stella and having to be here where you want to do an interview? How did that come about for you?
Well, I'm actually taking a journalism class, and one of our assignments was to, find someone in the radio industry and the media, find someone, go out there and interview them and learn about them, figure out what they do, how they got there, what it's all about, and, just meet them. Meet
them. So how did it feel when Mom Duke said, okay, I think I got somebody. I think I got somebody that can work, and now you're actually in a radio station. Did you expect it to be sitting here doing it like this?
No, this was nothing what I expected. I thought I was going to be behind the desk.
Right.
Just shooting them off, but whoa.
You get the whole experience.
Yeah.
I one thing I'll say is Miss Oprah Winfrey has inspired me. I like to give people not the O experience, but the B experience. You know what I'm saying? To be able to bring them here, because I think once you go back and look at this, I really believe we're making history. And I thank you that you're deciding that you want to be interviewing me, because that's what we're doing today, folks. We're going to be turning the tables, and this young man is going to be interviewing me. And so I thank you for that, because it already been in my spirit to do something like this. And so when you popped up, your mom called me and said, hey, what do you think about this? I said, you know what? I was already thinking about that. So better yet, let's try this. So I'm, got to get back to the community, and I'm always about empowering young people to do their best, to stretch for their best, because sometimes you don't know it until you test it out. You never know what this will turn and become, because now you have this in place. So without no further ado, people, we're gonna jump straight into it.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you?
I'm ready. I'm gonna answer the questions the best way I possibly can.
Okay.
All right, let's get it going.
All right. Well, before we get to you, we got to get to the station.
Okay.
So, you know how long the station's been on?
Okay, so as far as in the station, well, there's two stations. We have Love 92.3, which is the station that I actually created. Love, LOV 923 FM. It's a magazine radio station that gears towards online magazines bringing their content to life. I officially got over here with LATalkLive.com, with LA Talk Live, which is where we are right now in the station. I'll say almost 7 or 8, maybe 8 or 9, maybe 7 or 8 months ago. It feels like it's been longer than that, but it's been a little minute that I got here. And a good friend of mine, Michael Collier, a comedian Michael Collier that was in The Princess and the Frog, he played Buford in The Voice. He had a radio show here, and I came here to do an interview with him once, saw the environment. Then my new good friend, Van, one of the owners here at LA Talk Live, he said, you know, come on. He was real smooth. Come on, you know what I'm saying? We got space for you, you know what I'm saying? And again, my good friend Kyer Redford, that was on my first show, Expert, he teaches NLP. And when I was in his class with him, he was teaching some profound things. And I said, you know what? This stuff needs to continue to be out there. So I said, let's do a show, brother. Let's do a show. And then, of course, Real Talker Brookshire has been a show I did for years. So, of course, I did the BK experience, and then I brung back Real Talker Brookshire. So we can do things like this, interviews with college students to be able to move that.
Yeah, this is Real Talk
So,
right
yes,
here.
this is Real Talk. So that's kind of how I got in. That's kind of how the station started. About maybe like 4 years ago, Love 92.3 FM got its start.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
And who they serving? Who's your listeners? Where they at? Where they from?
Well, the listeners, it really depends on who's coming on the show. The listeners are the thought leaders. Love923.com, and also even what we do here at BK Experience is for the thought leaders. It's for the Renaissance thinkers. For those individuals that want something else in life, they may have bumped into a wall and they said, I want more. So for all those out there that want more, this is what the station is about. I mean, you can go on to LOV923FM.com, and you can go on there and find what are the best audiobooks to be able to reach, because I'm an audiobook king. You can go in there and get great articles. You can go and listen to new music, old music, get amazing interviews, and you can go and also get some teaching, some amazing people, Creflo Dollar, Michael Bernard Beckwith, Cindy Trimsoon. So you have a lot of amazing individuals, thought leaders, that when you listen to their words, they know and have been taught how to penetrate the mind. So we're about getting to the masses that want something out of life, the business owners, the success leaders, the life coaches, those that want something more. That's what the station caters to. That's what I believe. At least this first one anyway.
Well, yeah, that's what
the
we
first
want.
one. Yeah, because the goal of LOV923FM.com is to actually expand. Our goal is to build them for magazines. So Love is just the first one, the prototype, and then we're going to franchise our ideas, our concepts to more. So the goal is 50 stations in the next 3 to 4 years. Our magazine turned stations. That's the goal.
How many stations? You only have the 2 stations.
Right now, we're just working with Love 92.3 right now, and then also LA Talk Live. But then we have the simulcast, of course, through LA Talk Live, where we're hitting on 360 Live Radio. We're on iTunes. So we're hitting in almost 150 countries, almost 50 million viewers monthly coming in. And, of course, that changes depending on who we have into the actual station.
All right. And, who's your competition? Who's trying to get at you? Who's trying to beat you?
Well, I don't think there's really any competition, especially as far as with what you do. I think internet in general has really made it to where the only competition is really you. And how you were able to get it out there to the audience. The goal of why we decided to utilize magazines that already exist to build stations for is because these magazines already have viewers, they already have advertisers. And so our goal is to give them an added advantage. Once we give them an added advantage, that means of having a voice. Anything with a voice can sell itself. The word of mouth is the best form of advertisement still to date. And of course, radio, you can make a lot of money when you have the right words coming out, because you can charge per the second as far as when it comes to advertising. So, there's no competition other than ourselves to be able to expand the brand. I believe that anytime you have a newer vision and you're creating a new division, you are competing against yourself, just people not being familiar with it.
Okay. So that really leads right into the next one. Is that how you keep the station going? Is from advertisements, keeping it up?
That is one of the ways. Definitely advertising. So all of y'all out there that need to put your business out there, this is a great time to be able to let you know right here on the Real Talker Brookshire show. Definitely bring your advertisements right in here. But that, along with, of course, social media, putting social media out there. And honestly, I am just doggone it passionate about this. I am so passionate. And, in any success book that I've ever read, they said if you do what you're passionate about, then eventually it's going to make the money that you want. So if you can do do something for free and not get paid for it, but you just love to do it, eventually people are going to pay you for it. And that was always my motto. So again, advertisement can come in so many different ways, and it comes in so many different ways. Of course, video, verbally, anytime we do a shout out to someone on the websites, banners, things of that nature, connections. Sometimes, and bartering is an amazing thing because, of course, when you own a media, you're a media proprietor, you're able, and then of course a talk show host, people have to advertise. I mean, one of the biggest budgets is their marketing budget, marketing and branding for any company. To stay alive. You got to advertise, and if you're doing new things, you have to advertise. Our goal is just to make sure that they come and advertise with us when they do it.
Okay, all right. Well, I don't think we need an answer to this one because we already know it, but how do you like your job?
Oh, I love what I do. I love what we do here. I am passionate about it. I think that it's an important, there's teachers in the classroom, but I feel like I'm a teacher that speaks to the world, and I think that we need it. I think we're at a time now where there's a lot of individuals that are still walking around, especially younger people that are walking around with no intention, or they don't really understand their purpose. And it takes someone that looks like them and that has been through some of the same roads that maybe they've been through to be able to wake up some things.
Definitely agree.
To wake up some things or introduce you to some things that they maybe never thought about, maybe never ever thought about, but now, I tell people our seasons change with the relationships that we come in contact with, good or bad. So, if you're thinking a certain way and you want to get to A to Z, depending on who and what you decide to connect with is going to be what helps you get to that place a little smoother, or it's going to be some detours. But hopefully if you stay focused on a goal, you'll get there. But I love being able to do this. Being able to work with you is something that I love doing. Having this opportunity to be able to be here with you, Andy, to do this is something that is such a blessing, and I thank God so much for it every day.
Oh, I know. It's awesome to be here, and I never thought I'd get this chance.
Yes.
And here I am. You just got to keep going to your goal.
You got to keep going to your goal. You better. Because you know what I've learned, man? Quitting doesn't do nothing but make you have to climb out the ditch a little, you just dug yourself deeper. You just got to climb more whenever you decide to quit. Unless you die, then you're going to have to come back up and do something. You still got to pay bills. You're still going to be dreaming. You're going to still have wants, desires, needs. So the best way is to surround yourself, honestly, with the right information. So therefore, no matter what comes at you, you have the right content to intercept it, to make sure that you stay focused, whether that's people, content, no matter where it's coming from, audiobooks, teachings on TV, whatever. Definitely.
For sure. What would be something negative here? Because all I got is positive, just radiating off you. Because I don't even think there could be anything bad about this.
But when you say about this, meaning
about being on the radio, getting on air, or any pressure.
You got haters. You got haters everywhere you went. When I first got into the industry, I started off. I didn't have a lot of training. I just kind of knew I could talk. I was talking. My aunties used to call me Juicy because they'll get me in the story talking, and I'd be spitting all over their face when I was a kid. They'd just be sitting there just wiping their face and stuff. So I knew that I could. Talk. When you are stepping into your place of life or into your purpose, and this goes for anybody out there, anytime you step into your purpose, you're going to always have adversity. There's been times that I've had people trying to cuss me out right before I came on the air, or you come on and no one is ready, or no one is here, or the plane didn't arrive so your guests didn't be able to make it. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things. The computers don't want to work, or you accidentally pressed the wrong button and nothing recorded and you just did a whole show. There's all kind of things that can happen because there's so much going on. Honestly, there's so much going on. There's so much going on right here with managing these boards and having to stay focused on the camera angles and making sure you're good as my guest and guest host, and then looking at people coming into the room, and then we got performances and we got all these things happening. So by no stretch of the imagination is it easy, but if you have a passion for it, if you're in the right position, in the right place, and you plant yourself as a seed, I'm a firm believer that every seed has the necessities and the things that it needs if it's planted correctly. And I think this is my passion, definitely one of them. Even as life goes on, when I'm giving away billions of dollars to make this world a better place, I still want to do the philanthropy thing, and I still want to speak and motivational speak and still be able to get on the radio to talk to millions, because I believe words change life. They're incubators for life.
Okay, so as the baddest things that can happen will still just make this all the better.
Yeah, I mean, everything is an experience. That's what's so great about having this platform and being a teacher, because, life can hit you with a lot of things. I don't care what it is: sickness, death, doubts, lack thereof, no money. There's so many things that life can hit you with. However, you can use that as content. That's all this is for me. It's content that I can use, and when I overcome the content, now it becomes usable content that people can use to change their lives also. Because again, it's our testimonies, and it's Sunday, so we could take y'all to church for a second out. Yeah, it's all about he says our testimony, and then of course our testimony, and of course is blood, but then our testimonies help us to overcome. It helps others to overcome. When we make it through another phase, not only do we look at our testimony to look back to see what can make us better and what we've overcome and how strong and how bad we really are, other people can say, well, if he can do it, I can too. And so that's what this platform has done for me. It has allowed me to be able to give that out, to be able to give the good and the bad. Oh man, there's so many times I come in here and the world has hit me with a two-piece. And you feel me? What do you do? I come in here and it's like therapy to be able to say, okay, guys, it happened to me and this is how I got over it. You can do it too. And that's what I get for the fuel of it.
That's the best.
Yes,
so,
definitely.
You working on anything else besides the radio, or
oh man,
full force in here?
So many things. I mean, I'm a businessman, man. Definitely. I always tell people, God blessed me to be a businessman, but he's given me beauty and talent. Of course, I'm a tenant activist also. Created a company called Hope for Tenants, hopefortenants.com. So basically, it's a project in place, a foundation in place to empower tenants, because either you're renting or you're owning. And most people, there's more people renting than owning. And we all go through that phase, but so many people don't know their laws and they don't know the rules and regulations. And a lot of these landlords in some of these buildings are putting people in a lot of unusual positions. And being that I encountered some and have dealt with some, it put me in the place to where I saw a need. And I knew that I had a voice, and I knew that with my voice, if they can do it to me, I can imagine the person that doesn't speak any good English, or the foreigner, or the college student that doesn't even understand what's going on. And from that, I developed again another passion, and so I do that. I litigate literally on certain cases. I'm a tenant coach, where I go in and when people are getting evicted and things of that nature, I'm able to come in and kind of coach them, make sure they have the right stuff, because I've been in the trenches. I've dealt with the lawyers. I've dealt with the judges. I've dealt with all of that trash sometimes that can be so confusing because we really just don't know. Most of the time they don't know. They're depending on someone to give them something in those areas. So that's kind of what I come in at, to kind of, if they're depending on that, I can help make sure that they're in the right place. So that's what Hope for Tenants comes from, getting the education, educating people.
That's an amazing thing.
Yes. Also, I do with mansions. I have a company called Mansion Entertainment also that I deal with. And so anybody out there, all of my artists, if you're in town, you're looking for a place, a mansion, a yacht, a penthouse, a private aircraft, holla at your boy. We could definitely find you the best out here in LA if it's available and you got the budget. It ain't none of this stuff inexpensive, y'all. It is a price. So definitely make sure that you got your budgets in place. So Mansion Entertainment, you heard the name, we're dealing with high class things. So I do that also. And that just came from a passion of loving nice things. You know what I'm saying?
Who doesn't love nice things?
Right. Well, a lot of people don't, but I mean, I'm a Libra, and Libras love beautiful things. I love beautiful people. I love beautiful things. I love an environment clean. I try to leave out my house without making my bed, because I used to hate coming back home and seeing it dirty, because there's nothing worse than leaving out your house and then your day, the life of your day hits you, and then you come back home and you got to step over trash in your room. You want to be able to come in and have a clean room, put your stuff down. What your mama said about being able to just take 2 minutes and fix your bed,
That's
it's
right.
true.
2 minutes. 2 minutes and do it.
It is so true. And so again, with all of those things that actually come about, man, there are still struggles. I can't even sit up here and deny and not tell you that with being a business owner, there are not struggles out here that you have to stand in place. And just going a little biblically, that's the whole purpose of being able to be a king and a priest. at the same time and have that mind frame for all of y'all out there, because of course we're all kings. So as a king, you're able to declare and decree and be able to maneuver and move. But like we said on a lot of these shows, I like going into God ideas instead of good ideas. That's where that priesthood comes in at, because when you're in that mind frame of God, what do you think? Now you're in that humbleness to be downloaded. Now, let me tell you something. All the ideas that even from the radio station, Mansion Entertainment, Hope for Tenants, all of those were God ideas. I did not create those from scratch. The Lord literally downloaded it or came and said it to me or spoke it to me. This is what I want you to do. With the whole idea, I would even have prophets call and say, baby, I just want to let you know that the Lord talked to me and said that you need to be looking for a miracle. And then these ideas would flutter in like aggressively. And I just made sure I wrote them down. You got to make the vision plain. And here we are later, 2, 3 years, 4 years later, we have companies, we have brands, we have a business that is able to populate and change the face of this earth. And that's really what I believe the point of my existence and the point of the things that I've created. And I think the point of why we're here is to make a mark. To make a mark that when you know where you hear, like Beyonce says, I'm here to do something. You know, if you died today, would you have accomplished something?
And you're doing 3 things at one time. That's
I'm doing
awesome.
probably more than that, but because I rent out apartments, so I have tenants and things, so I'm a landlord, and within that regards of working with folks, so there's a lot of things that I got my hands in, but it's all possible. Do you need a team? Yes, you do. Do you need your expert team? That's why we have Accelerate Your Life, the Accelerate Your Life crew. I'm like an Oprah. I'm a firm believer in having smarter folks around. But usually smarter folks will come around when you got something to offer.
Now, what's the Accelerate Your Life crew?
So now the Accelerate Your Life crew is a mixture of, that came to me years ago to want to do something like this, but it's a mixture of comedy, motivation, and music, where they all mix together and we're able to go out and change the lives. We have lawyers, doctors, financial advisors, we have ministers, or as far as in thought leaders, and then also success coaches, that we go in one place. We do these seminars in one place, celebrity entertainment, all that stuff is in place, and we're changing people's lives. We're going in and we're not only changing people's lives, we're giving them connection to a team that of experts also that will help them change their lives as well. And I love that, because I use these people personally. They're my experts. They've been on my shows. They're best-selling authors. They're all kind of, they're doctors. They're experts that make millions and charge you probably anywhere between $1,000 to almost $10,000-$20,000 an hour or more just to speak with you. Are my friends that I've connected with, because it's all about being able to first know who you are. And then know, again, how can you offer? What do you offer to this world? And when you're able to fit a niche or fit a gap, people will give you what they have. When you know what you bring to the table and you know how to turn that into something, people are waiting. People are waiting for content and ideas. They're waiting for it. I'm a firm believer of that. So, and just to brand in there, also within the Accelerate Your Life, we got 4 audiobook teachings coming. We got 4 audiobooks teaching. The first one is going to be Accelerate Your Life Volume 1, moving from the law of attraction to the law of creation, teaching people that it's possible. Then we have 3 other books in the process, audio teachings, because I'm a firm believer that faith comes by hearing. You want to be listening.
Of course, of course.
And then, of course, we have a cookbook in the process, because you know your boy's been cooking for 25 years, of course. So we have that in the process. Southern cuisine, should I say. I'm a Southern boy. You know, I said
Only
Southern City boy.
Only
Yes.
the best.
Only the best. Collard greens, baked macaroni and cheese, candy yams, sweet potato pie, cornbread, you know, lima beans, all those kind of things. And then, of course, we have a motivational coffee table style celebrity picture book, where I'm taking a lot of my pictures and a lot of the things that I've created with over the years and putting them into a motivational style big time book to motivate people and put out there. So we got a lot of projects going, man.
Can't wait for those to come out, because I need that cookbook.
Yes, Survival Cooking for the Single Man, the cookbook, and you even know the title. It even works. It's happening.
Bestseller right there.
Bestseller, because of course they always say a name is a good thing. So it is happening, my brother. It is definitely happening.
I'm excited. For that one.
Yes, definitely excited.
And then probably the last one is, what's the best advice you could give for anyone trying to get in this industry?
Oh, yeah, because we're on time. We got like 4 or 5 more minutes, and then I got to bring this performer amp in here, everybody. So I would leave with being able to say, in this industry, it's all about knowing what you sound like, people. Radio is a theater of the mind. So, again, we're able to see you visually, but, again, there's a lot of people that are on 360 radio iTunes and other places that are listening. So you want to be entertaining. You want to be able to speak clear. You want to have a voice that has charismaticness to it, has personality. That's why they call them radio personalities, because your voice alone has personality to it. It has a life. When you speak, people can tell. That's why you can tell when a person calls on the phone if they smiling or not, because you ain't got to be looking at them, but you can tell if they're having a good day. So I would say definitely make sure that you're working on, of course, yourself, finding your purpose, and then being true to yourself. Go out there and get as much content as knowledge as you can, because I'm a talk show host. You have VJs and DJs that do it also, but I'm a talk host. So we need to have something to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to have something to be able to talk with you about every single week when we come here. I would think that would be the knowledge, and then staying in the game, people. You got to remember, no matter where you go, no matter how talented you are, you got to pay your bills. You have to pay your rent, or unless you got a mama, daddy, brother, sister, auntie, uncle that lives in the area that you need to be in. And even then, you want to make sure that you're contributing something definitely to the table. And so I want to say, definitely do your homework, grind, but put yourself in the position to where you can minimize the stress in your life, folks. There's grants out here. There's money out here for you guys and gals out here. If you write your plans out when you're coming out here to want to get in this industry, that can make life so much easier. Put your plans in together. Get out here and do your research. Study the industry. The one thing that gets me the most is when a person wants to come and work for me or work with me, and then you say, well, did you do any of your own homework? They did absolutely nothing to prepare themselves for the next moment. So do your homework, people. Prepare yourself. Get yourselves together, because it's very important, because again, in this industry, you're going to bump into different people. You're going to have your celebrities. You're going to have your interviews. Make sure that you're humble. Make sure you're not celebrity shocked. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you know what I'm saying? You know how to deal with people. You know how to deal with that clientele, and that you have something to say, and just keep yourself humble. That's the most thing that I can say. Keep yourself humble, people, and it all works out for you. I'm a firm believer of that. If you keep yourself humble, it all definitely works out for you. And big shout outs to my mom, Dukes, because she's definitely kept me humble. And love your people, love your families, folks. I know I'm running on, but I'm telling you, that's what I would suggest. Keep your heart right, stay true to yourself, and educate, because we remember, money doesn't rule this world. It's information, thoughts, ideas, and revelations that rule this world. So if you get the right information, you'll be able to change your life. We've seen that time and time again. With the right information, bumping into the right resources, it can change your life. So you have to be aware. Do you know when greatness is in front of you? Because so many people don't. Do you know when it's in front of you and how to take advantage of it? Or would you allow it to slip right past you and then it's only a memory? Did you take advantage of it when it was in front of you? Because so many people, don't. So many people are just living. They're going and they're living, and they're not taking advantage of it. And that's what I would say. Take advantage of your life. Reach for the next self. Like my mom and me been saying for a long time, there's another you on the other side waiting. So whatever you can picture for yourself, that person is waiting for you to arrive. You must arrive.
You'll get there one day.
Yes.
So that's what
I
I'm
definitely
doing right
agree.
now.
Yes, and you are arriving into whole new territories, man. So how did you feel? Was that the last question?
Yeah, that was the last one.
That's the last question. Okay, how'd you feel about the interview, man?
Honestly, it was awesome.
Man, you did a good job.
It was an experience for sure. But, I had a good time.
Yes, you did a good job.
Thank you.
I can only imagine what your mom is saying, because I hope she's watching it.
I know she's watching right now. I'm just like, hey, Mom.
Definitely. So what we're going to do, everybody, right back with you, what we're going to do really fast is we're going to take you into a quick little song or wrap this song up, and then we're going to bring you into our live act, because, again, right here, on the BK Experience, no, that was the last show. Right here on the Real Talk with Brookshire. Right. We like to be able to bring you new artists, old artists, but bring you great content, great music. So we have an amazing guest coming on next. They're going to sing us out on this show. So we're going to bring you right into the next song. We'll be right back here. I'm your main man, Mr. Brookshire, with my boy Andy.
Yeah.
On Real Talk with Brookshire. We'll be right back, folks.
If you play your cards right, you could be the cheerleader with the fame. I'm a clutch shooter, baby. I run the court and I control the game. If you play your cards right, you could be the cheerleader with the fame. Take me away. Where you wanna go? Okay, that's right. Take me away. Say what you gotta say. Ride that thing like a motorcycle. Say it like you mean it, boy. Say it like you want it. If I was out of your reach, would you jump for it? Say it like you mean it, boy. I don't wanna hear you love, but be a clutch shooter. Say it like you mean
I am single.
Traveling up this dusty road, just as long as you make it, I can't stay down here no more. We were made kings in nature, everyone is heaven sent. Tell me why am I convinced at all? Silent walls and sinful men, failing hearts and suffering. I admit it don't make sense at all, at all, at treasure, wealth, and tokens is how the story goes. Fame and fortune don't mean nothing if it means giving up your soul. Now another chapter close to a life that's broken old. Just as long as I get there, I don't care if the streets are paved with gold.
What's going down, everybody? What's so live? What is so happening right here? So we have a very special guest, like I said to you a little bit before, in the house, coming in to you live, right here live. We have, and I want to give a very warm welcome again. I still haven't found my applause, everybody, but we gonna go ahead and give a little warm welcome anyway. Coming into the house, we have none other than Miss Megan Carey. What's happening, Miss Carey? How are ya?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you for
Thank
having
you
me.
for coming on to the show. I appreciate you so much. So we got some special games. Tell us really quick where you come from and how'd you get to LA really fast so we get you on.
Born and raised here, actually.
Okay.
Rare natives.
Oh, so you're a native?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Ain't nothing wrong with the natives, cuz.
No, just want to get out.
Yes. So what inspires you? Why music? Why does that inspire you?
Music's my therapy. I heard a friend said to me yesterday, said depression is the opposite of expression. And it made perfect sense because I've always found my voice through my music. And just everything. I find everything through it. So
Yes.
I write and it works.
Yes, you write and it works. So what is the song that you're going to be singing for us today?
This song is about finding yourself and getting in touch with kind of the little girl or say boy inside of you, if you will, and how hard that is. And I guess anybody could interpret it as doing that one thing that feels just impossible, but
Okay.
you have to do it.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
Just like you about to have to give us this song.
Yeah.
So none of further ado, we got Miss Megan Carey.
It's called If I Don't Do It Now.
All right.
I'm 20 some years old, and I don't know the first thing about myself. Just give me a dress to wear, give me an adjective. I'm pretty sure I'll find myself there. 'Cause it has been some time since I said I'm sorry. I'm sorry to that girl inside, living deep within me, within me. And I'm not saying that this will be easy. I'm not saying that this won't be hard. But if I don't do it now, yeah, if I don't do it now, I will not ever. Yeah, if I don't do it now, yeah, if I don't do it now, I won't at all. Deep down inside me, this little baby screams, why do you neglect me? And I look back at her with pouring eyes, saying, I don't know, I don't know. 'Cause it's been so damn long, it's been so damn long since I knew how to love you. Love you, but I'm gonna figure it out. Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. If it's the last thing, if it's the last thing. Oh, and I'm not saying that this will be easy. I'm not saying that this won't be hard. But if I don't do it now, yeah, if I don't do it now, I will not ever. Yeah, if I don't do it now, yeah, if I don't do it now, I won't at all.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my goodness, my legs.
I found the claps, and I'm so happy that I did, because it is on perfect timing to be able to find them. We just want to thank you so much for coming in here. We appreciate you so much. Your voice is definitely that thing that I like to hear. And I will definitely see more of you, because you, girlfriend, you can sing. I love it so much. And again, we thank you so much. How can we find you out there?
I'm on soundcloud.com/MEAGANCAREY, or you can find me on my YouTube, which is just the Megan Carey. And don't make fun of me, they didn't have Megan Carey.
So-
I'm trying to be a princess.
The Megan Carey.
Yes.
The
So YouTube.com/the Megan Carey.
YouTube. One more time.
YouTube.com/the Megan Carey.
There you go. You found it right here. We just thank you again. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. And again, Mr. Andy, we thank you so much again for coming in the house, man. Thank you so much for being
Thank you,
here.
Brookshire. Thanks
Yes,
for having
yes,
me.
yes. We appreciate each and every single one of you. And we're going to be wrapping this up, everybody. So you already know how we do. You already know how we do. You know that I love each and every single one of you. You know that, right? You know that. And again, like we say every single time, where your mind goes, your body will follow. You make sure that you reach for your next person. Reach for your next self. There's another you waiting on the other side of whatever you're going through. I don't care what it is. You get through that particular situation no matter what it is. There's another you waiting on the other side. So reach for that other you with both hands. Don't reach with one hand back and one hand. Go with both hands and allow that other you to pull you up to where they are. And it's going to always keep happening that way, pulling yourself up to the next you, waiting for you. We love you so much. And I'm your main man, Mr. Brookshire. And we'll talk to y'all next week. We'll holla. All right, y'all. Thank you for coming in for sure.
Thank you.
Found the place I wanna go. I'm blowing all the clouds away, getting rid of the blues. No room